live? Let me have a look. Good morning. Yes, I think we are. So give me a hello if you are coming in. It's Friday already, which I always say. So blood sugar levels is what I want to talk about today. We are just about to start our live workout from home today, is what I'm doing today. So and speaking of which, I'm going to speak about ways to help control your blood sugar levels, because I've had a few questions actually this week. Two people in particular have gone more specific in it with regards to their appointments in terms of managing their blood sugar levels with their GP or diabetes nurse, and other people just saying, I'm a bit worried because last time I had a checkup, they said I was borderline, and now I kind of feel like I want to do something about it. And I guess to put it in perspective, why you would want to do something about it, if you think about elevated blood sugar levels, essentially what that does to your body is essentially toxic, right? So your white blood cells don't work so well, your immune system doesn't work so well. And then if you think of risk of infections, if you think about the side effects or the potential consequences that can go with diabetes, for example, that you hear about, whether that's an increased risk of cardiovascular disease or any of the ones that you see, as extreme as amputations and all sorts, that's due to the risk of infection, the immune system down, inflammation. So it is obviously a serious thing. And what I want to talk about today is a few ways that, when I used to do like the NHS diabetes education programs, and also work in public health initiatives as well with people who were recently diagnosed with their GP, sent on these education programs, or some people were just literally pre or had it. We gave it accessible to everyone, and were able to come in and get some accountability, get some good information. So I want to share a few things you can do today and really put the why and the how behind it, because I think sometimes when you can visually see it, so if you are listening to this, it might not make as much sense compared to if you're watching it. So as I'm going to try and draw, bear with me. So if we think about what happens, and hopefully this will make more sense as I draw it. Be wary because my drawing skills aren't good. So let's say you eat an apple, nothing against an apple. Could be a sandwich for all I know. Could be even some crisps. Let's draw some crisps. So let's say I eat some crisps. There's some crisps in there. That's a packet. So I need to obviously just eat the crisps. So that goes down into the stomach. Obviously in the stomach, you're digesting it. So we're digesting it in the stomach. So the food then goes out into bloodstream. So it's broken down, then the sugar, or the energy if you like, goes into your bloodstream. Your bloodstream is then higher in sugar. This sends a signal to your pancreas. So let's say this is your pancreas, which then says, right, we need to lower this sugar and get it into a cell. So that could be a muscle cell. So let's say that's a muscle cell. And let's say the door is currently locked, okay? So the door's currently locked. We can draw a little padlock in there, couldn't we? So if I draw a little padlock, you might have heard of the padlock analogy before. I can't draw. My daughters have made me well aware of this. So that's a padlock. Now, the pancreas releases keys, if you like, to then unlock the padlock. So let's say there's some keys in there. That's meant to be a key. That's quite good, which I'm quite impressed with that. However, because we might have some insulin resistance, so you might have heard of that, insulin resistance, and this can be quite common. This is pre-diabetes or diabetes, PCOS, potentially overweight, obesity can be linked with this. And as a result of that, the sugar can't get in, but that still tells the pancreas to create more keys. Okay, so now I've got more keys being created. Now we've got loads of keys, but they're just kind of not opening the lock. So this is working harder And over time, this gets stressed out and tired. I'll draw some Zs for some sleepiness. And that's how it kind of gets progressively worse. And then if you consider that potentially excess body fat is around our organs, right? And this blurs the signaling even more and increases the insulin resistance. So, around the liver, around the pancreas, you got excess fat there. So what can you do? So, number one, if you have less going in, and obviously that's obvious, but if less is going in, you've got less to actually deal with in the first place. So that's your first one, because you've got less of this situation going on. This actually frees up some time, a bit of rest for the pancreas. Two, if you think about exercise, whether that's aerobic or resistance work, you're going to essentially unlock and make this less rusty. It's like the WD-40, okay? So you put in WD-40 onto the padlock, and then as a result, you're kind of opening things up again. Your body's utilising it more. Morning, Dan. Welcome to the drawing. 3, if you put on muscle, this can actually be a good thing because muscle is like a storage of sugar. So you can actually store more in there, which helps you balance it a bit more, rather than you not being able to store it. So it's essentially a storage of muscle. Plus, when you use the muscle more, you're utilising it more as energy. You're getting stronger, you're getting fitter, doing more things. Then you consider protein. Protein keeps you fuller, can actually help stabilise your blood sugar levels over time as well. So again, this is going to help this situation. So I hope that makes sense on there. And then essentially, if you can do those things, that's going to help lead to a calorie deficit, which is going to help you lose excess body fat, which, as we know from research, if you do it quick or slow, that can help the signaling around here. That can help the WD-40. And as a result of that, can help your blood sugar levels. Now, I know it's hard, but consider I thought I was in an art class. Yes, a lot of people say the same, Diane. I apologise. This is, of course, my morning chat. So, of course, it is hard, but actually what's the alternative is hard too. And always remind yourself of that. And even if you have a day where you go, oh, I've only done it for 3 days where I've had a bit more protein, I've controlled my intake a bit more, I've maybe only had carbs at one meal, or I've only had one snack instead of 4. Let's say you only did it 3 days. Remember that you did it 3 days. This is an important thing to remember. A lot of people will say to me, oh yeah, I did that, but I only did it for 3 days. You still did it for 3 days. How many days did you do it before? None. 1. Progress. Hope that helps. That was Matt's art attack this morning. If you want tuition in art, please do let me know. I do have lots of talented art skills, as you can see. If you would like me to frame this for you and send it to you, do comment below. I can get you all the details in and that. So, I hope that helps. I am off for our 6:15 workout. I will see you soon. Morning, Sarah. Morning, Gillian. I'm about to log off and see you for the workout. See you soon.